Hey everyone, and welcome to the Whistle Sports Women's World Cup analysis. I'm here with Ella Masar, who's in Houston, Lori Lindsey, who's actually joining us from Canada. She's been at some of the World Cup games recently, and Becca Moros, who's actually in the same apartment as me right now here in Kansas City, which is awesome. So we had a lot of awesome questions sent in with the hashtag WhistleWWC. Unfortunately, we could only pick a few to answer tonight, but again, thank you to everyone who sent us questions. We'll jump right in. The first question we have is, what would you like to see from the U.S. moving forward? So a little closer to home with this question. Ella, do you want to start us off?
I don't know. I think the midfield has I think they need to go through the midfield more, and I think they need to play and combine. I think it's predictable that they get the ball and some certain players shoot. Instead of they're technical and they're smart enough tactically to break down, I think, any team. And I think they all got to find, again, what they're fighting for and find it to fight together.
Absolutely. What do you think, Lori?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a little bit of a tricky question because the four of us could agree we probably would like to see a little bit more interplay, I think, a build-up, kind of small angles, a little bit more creativeness.
Becca, what do you think about this?
You know, I think that they rely on certain things that they shouldn't have to rely on because they're good enough players in a well-supported system and with plenty of time to train together and train in leagues and just have that consistent professional level. So I think part of it is just their style, and if they're going to win playing their style, I think they just need to be more decisive.
No, but I agree with what all of you said, and I think that the thing about the U.S. team is that they show up in big moments. So I think definitely their best is yet to come, and I think that will be brought out as the stakes get higher, the pressure's on, and the competition gets more difficult. So next, this is an interesting question, actually. I really like this one. Which international that you've seen playing in the World Cup would you like to see come play with your team in NWSL? And I'm going to start off with this one because I really like this question. I was excited about this. But I'd like to see Wendy Renard. I would be really interested to see, to play with her, play against her in training, and see how she'd do in this league. What about you, Ella?
I'd have to go with another. Well, she plays in Lyon now. She plays for PSG, but Shirley Cruz, captain of Costa Rica. I saw her play when I was over there at PSG, and she was a player that immediately grabbed my attention. I thought she was Lyon's best player, and that was when they were on their 5-year run of winning, the cup.
Interesting. I like that one. What about you, Laurie? What do you think?
I'm going crazy because it's so late and I'm so tired, but what's Eugenie's last name on France, you guys?
Lesommer.
Yes, thank you. Lesommer. I would love to see her actually in the States.
Becca, are you going to complete bringing the whole French national team to the U.S.? Or are you going
Yeah, I want to see Nassib in the United States. I think there's so much talk about her. I think she's an elegant player. She's, crafty, tactical, technical, all these kinds of things. But I think that she's missing something. There's like a piece of her game that's missing, and to elevate her really to the best number 10 in the world, I would love to see her try and compete with the kind of level of play that we have in the U.S.
We have now posed a challenge to France. Send us all your players to NWSL. It's official. The Whistle Sport is calling all French players to NWSL. Last question for this hangout, and I actually left this one to last on purpose because I think it's a really, really important question. And the question is, do you still think that the expansion to 24 teams is good?
Yes, I still am happy that we have 24 teams. I think as long as, now that FIFA has been wiped out, but whoever comes in, as long as FIFA holds those federations accountable, because otherwise it's pointless.
Okay, Ella, now that you've dealt with your phone calls, we're back to you.
I think we'll all probably have the same sentiments, but, I think it's a process, and anytime you can say they got smoked 10-0 or whatever, but to have these girls, some of them have never even been out of their country. Some of them all have jobs, and this is a stage that they've never been on before. So I think this is stuff that they tell their kids, and that's the importance of all of this, right? A lot of the women here don't play for the money. We play because we love it, and for the fact that they get to do this and experience this. And like Lori said, it's been 24 years now. Japan is one of the top teams in the world.
Yeah, well said. Becca, what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, the teams that have improved in the last decade are a testament to the fact that other teams should have an opportunity. So I agree completely with Lori. If the federations are held accountable for developing their players, there's absolutely no reason that these teams shouldn't be involved.
And for me, I'm just looking at it, looking at the Final 16, several of the teams that are in their first World Cup are in the round of 16 now. So I think that we have to start somewhere, like you guys said, and hopefully funding will come after. But even so, I think there's been some exciting soccer, and those countries did the work to qualify for the tournament, and I think that everybody had a respectable performance. Okay, so that was our last question. Thank you guys for sharing your expertise and analysis. We'll try to do our next hangout either sometime right before the final game or maybe right after. So please continue to send us questions to the hashtag WhistleWWC, and hopefully we'll get to more of your questions next time. Thank you everyone for participating, and we'll see you next time. Who you guys think the final 4 teams left in the World Cup are going to be? And we'll start with you, Ella.